Hello, everyone, and thank you for watching this short video. You're receiving this video because you are a producer of River Valley Co-op. River Valley Co-op is offering a contract alternative, a grain marketing contract alternative called JSA Select, which brings me to my introduction. My name is Brian Burke, and I'm one of the managers of John Stewart Associates, or JSA for short, and wanted to do a quick video explaining what JSA Select Pricing is and how it may fit into your marketing program. JSA is one of the price risk management companies that works with River Valley on the commercial side, and we've been offering this program with River Valley for a few years. But as River Valley has expanded into other territories, we felt like it would be worthwhile to put a little video like this together in case you haven't heard of it. And then also in this time of year when in-person meetings are a little bit more difficult to do, this video seemed like one of the next best things to put out there. But real quick, JSA Select Pricing is a managed bushel program. A managed bushel program, there's a lot of similarities across versions of this throughout the industry, but one of the things that really sets us apart from others is how we act as a true third-party advisor in this program. This contract is between you, the producer, and River Valley Co-op. The contract terms, the delivery periods, and all of those sorts of things that make up a standard cash grain contract are between you and River Valley. So when we think about how this particular program works, we're not in the middle of that string at all. We're not the buyer or the seller as JSA. So when we think about what role does JSA play in this contract, that's what this slide really aims to show, and it's actually very limited. Our sole responsibility in this cash grain contract is to achieve the highest futures price on your grain contract as we possibly can. All of the other terms of this cash grain contract are between yourselves and River Valley. It's things like delivery period, delivery location. Is this to a River Valley location or direct to one of their other direct delivery points? Is this picked up in the field? Is this delivered? What's the basis level? What's the quality factors? All of those types of cash contract terms are between you, the producer, and River Valley. The one cash contract item, which is that futures price, is where we as the third-party pricer and advisor comes in. So trying to lay out how this cash contract works. Who is JSA? Who is John Stewart Associates? I'm not going to dwell on that much at this point in time. We are a commercial grain firm, a grain risk management firm, brokerage firm, and we service a lot of commercial entities in various spaces, whether that's biofuels, grain elevators, livestock producers, feed manufacturers, and this screen just basically encapsulates who our clients are, and River Valley being one of those. When we think about who is JSA more personally from the team standpoint, we are a collection of folks who've been in the commercial grain industry for quite a long time. I personally joined in 2011 with a roughly 20-year grain career in front of that, or excuse me, 15-year grain career in front of that. Many of the folks you'll see on this screen have been brick and mortar managers of elevators and processing plants long before they joined JSA. So that's what makes us unique in the fact that we do spend a lot of time in the commercial grain world before entering before we came on board with JSA. So this is the team behind JSA. These are this is the group that makes these pricing decisions around your contract that you have with River Valley. So I wanted to get into that, at least quick identification of who the team is. So we're going to get real quick into the nuts and bolts of this program. What it does is essentially diversifies the decision-making risk for marketing corn and soybeans. That's a pretty generic way of saying if you make 100% of the pricing decisions, then 100% of that burden falls on you, whereas this program may fit in that 10 to 15% range of seeing what someone else does, seeing how someone else manages those bushels and manages that pricing decision. So that's where we feel like this program really fits well. We are that third party, as I've said before. 100% of the bushels that you would enroll in this program do get priced. If you put in 10,000 bushels of corn for next fall delivery, at the end of the pricing period, you'll have 10,000 bushels priced. There are other programs out there that have kind of caveats in them based on whether you achieve a certain price, the bushels will increase or decrease. And this is not one of those types of programs. You are drawing off the experience of our team, And we do cover a lot of Midwestern territory. We have well over 150 or 200 commercial grain clients that cover the entire Corn Belt, and there are many participants in addition to River Valley Co-op that are in this program. So we have a lot of eyes across a lot of the growing region when we're thinking about making these pricing decisions. We're not just regionally focused where there might be a drought or where there might be great growing conditions that could cloud your judgment a little bit, as opposed to seeing the bigger picture. So we do cover a lot of territory. One of the other key features about this program is we do have the ability to sell and re-own and trade around the bushels that are in this program. It's not just a sell it and then when's the next decision to sell some more. We can see a pullback in the market, we can re-own those, and then that gain gets added to the price in the end. We do use options as well. We use futures and options, all exchange traded futures and options, as a way to enhance the price as best we can. We do not utilize OTC contracts. We're very transparent in all of the positions that we do, and all of the positions that we trade on your behalf in the JSA Select program are held and managed and margined within River Valley Co-op's accounts. They're not held on our side and then given up at the end. They are strictly traded within River Valley's accounts. One of the other key features of this program, and what I hear most often is one of the key features of the program, is how we communicate everything that we're doing. We send out every 2 weeks a bi-weekly update. It's not just a snapshot of what our positions are for your contract, but it is also about a page of what our thoughts are on the market. What do we think corn and beans could go to? Do we think we're in a pullback mode? What type of strategies are we deploying around your positions? So it's not just a snapshot of your mark to market, and it's not just a market commentary. It's actually both. We do have several delivery periods that we offer. Fall, winter, and summer is how we generically group them. Your specific delivery period will be what's on that cash contract with River Valley. What we call fall, River Valley may call October. So there can be a distinction there. We just put them in groups of which futures month we're pricing. So a winter program, for example, we're going to be pricing March corn or March soybeans, or the fall program will be December corn or November soybeans. So we group them that way more broadly, but you may have more restrictive delivery periods depending on what your cash contract terms are with River Valley. So to get into those delivery periods more specifically, this shows corn and soybeans. There's also hard red wheat down there, and that's not applicable to this audience. You can see there for corn, as you go across, you're going to see that fall, winter, and summer delivery period in which futures months we're going to be pricing on behalf of your cash grain contract. The pricing window it starts on February 1, in this case of 2021. It is for delivery on next year's crop, the one you will be planting in the spring of 2021. Or it could be a 2-year program, which is the next slide, which will be the fall of 2022, but still needs to be signed up in or by February 1st of 2021. So we have multiple delivery periods, but they all have the same sign-up deadline, which is February 21st of 2021. Corn and soybeans you can see there on the screen, and which option months that we price, and then the pricing windows. Our fall period is done on August 31st. Our winter period is done on December 31st. Our summer period is done on May 31st. So you can see all that on this table here. This is the 2-year program. It's essentially the same type of structure that you saw on the previous slide, but it is that second year out harvest. This would be these 2022 futures or November 2022 futures for the following fall. Some of you may look at that as being quite a ways out there, but quite frankly, we find that that's where a lot of the best performance comes in, because we have a lot of time to go through a lot of the market undulations of seasonal weather markets and or seasonally depressed periods of time when we see a lot of farmer selling that's depressing the prices lower. Or it also gives us, in the case of this year, we've had to kind of weather that coronavirus storm that happened during the May, June, July timeframe, which made this year's fall program quite difficult, the way that all laid in. So longer window that you have does create more opportunities, even though it is a further distance out there. I'd highly encourage you to look at that as an alternative, to put 5 or 10% in, just to see how it works and see what it is that we do along the way to try to get you the best price that we can. As with all of these programs, performance is key. You can have one of the best presentations or one of the best flyers, best sales pitch, but at the end of the day, you need to perform. We're proud of our performance that we've had over the last 6 years. That's when we've started this program. The 2020 year is the 7th year. That's not quite complete yet. And this sign-up period that we're talking about in this video will actually be our 8th year in doing this program. Over the first 6 years of the program that we have completed, we have a 9% increase in value versus the delivery period. That 9% on corn is the equivalent to about 45 cents a bushel. You're going to see on beans it's between 5 and 6%, which is equivalent also to around 50 cents a bushel. There is volatility in this performance, but one of the things we're the most proud of so far in these first 6 years was how our fall corn price, our winter corn price, was always above that delivery period average. I'm going to be very honest with you. The fall of 2020 is going to be the first year when that's not the case, and that is going to be because we're seeing some of the highest prices of the year after the delivery period was closed and the pricing period was closed, and that coronavirus effect on markets was so broad over the pricing window that we had. So it's not for sure yet, but in all likelihood, we're going to see some of the highest prices this fall compared to in the market compared to our price that we achieved selling before harvest. And we're likely going to be below that level. But I still think that's a rare event to see that kind of increase happening right in the middle of harvest. So I still think this program has a great fit for a percentage of bushels in your marketing plan, and you really get eyes into what somebody else is doing, and I think that's where the value's at. Here's this 10% value. This is winter corn for the last 6 years. We switched to soybeans, as I've already alluded to, 5.2%, which is around that 50-cent range. A bit more volatility with beans because beans are quite frankly more volatile. And then the winter beans, 5.6%. So this is just an introduction into what JSA Select is. It's meant to generate some questions. It's meant to generate some conversation between you and your River Valley Co-op merchandiser. So as an intro, thank you for your time. I've got some numbers up here on the screen. There's 2 of them here, depending on if you're on the Iowa side or the Illinois side with River Valley. The Iowa grain team is numbers listed there. The Illinois team is listed. So if you have questions about in more detail about JSA Select and what it is and whether or not it fits your marketing plan, these numbers will have people on the other end that'd be glad to answer those for you. If they don't know the answers, they'll call me. We'll figure it out. But thank you for your time, and have a safe rest of your harvest. Thank you.